If you're anything like me, you buy far too many little bits and pieces on eBay to the point where they will arrive in your mailbox and you won't actually know what they are and why you bought them. Well, that's the case with this device here. This is a 3-port USB hub sound card. Now, why did I buy this? This apparently can help with the problem of an iPhone 7, 8, or X that doesn't have a 3.5mm jack because it has a built-in sound card and you can connect it to your phone using a Lightning to USB adapter. Is this the case? Does it work? I'm about to find out. Let's go. Hey, my name is Pete. This is Studio Live today, where I help you create, record, and release your best music. And one of the problems that a lot of folks have been asking me about is if you've got an iPhone 7, 8, or X that doesn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack, how do you actually monitor your audio properly, especially if you're using USB devices? So if you've got a USB interface, a USB keyboard, then you are plugging in through your Lightning to USB adapter. You can't then use something like Lightning port headphones or anything like that. Now, there's ways around it by using a USB interface, but one of the cheap solutions that someone has suggested to me may work is one of these, which is the 3-port hub sound card. I bought this one for just over $7 Australian on eBay, and as I said, I didn't actually remember buying it or what it was until I opened it. So let's have a look. Oh, look at that wonderful packaging that we have in here. We have a cable coming out the side of an envelope. So let's open up the envelope here. Oh, geez. High quality, clearly. Quality craftsmanship. Okay, and here it is. Okay, so it doesn't actually look too bad. So this is the device here. HD Sound Hub. It's got an on-off switch here for some reason. If you ever want to turn it off, I'm not sure. It's got a USB plug here, and it has got headset, microphone, and what's the other one? Line in input. So it's got your 3 plugs there for your sound card. It's got the 3 ports here. So I'm assuming that this is kind of designed to act as an external sound card for, I don't know, a laptop that doesn't have sound these days. I mean, I know that was a thing way back when, but I'm pretty sure every laptop has an onboard sound chip these days. So I'm not exactly sure the purpose of this, but we're about to put this to the test. What I'm going to do, I'll go set up over there on my studio bench. We will plug this in using the Lightning to USB adapter and see if we can get audio out of this headphone jack. This will be interesting. Let's go find out. Okay, so here we have my setup. I've got my iPad Air 2 and I've got my MIDI keyboard here. I wanted to set up the simplest possible setup to test this out. Now, the iPad Air 2 does actually have a 3.5mm jack, but what I'm hoping and what this is supposed to do is once I actually plug this in via USB using my Lightning to USB adapter, it is supposed to replace the actual audio from this. So we're going to test that out. I've got a pair of headphones here and I'm going to see if this audio actually works. So we're going to plug this in here, and I've got to... Why am I worried that this is just going to make my iPad explode? We'll undo this little cable tie and we will hold our breath and plug it in. And will it do anything? It's lit up. We've got a little orange light on there, which is a good thing, I guess. Oh, it's off at the moment. Okay. The orange light tells you it's off. Let's flick it to on. And a blue light comes on. And it starts flashing madly, which is never a good flash. Flashing like that's never actually a positive thing, is it? So, or unless it's just working. It's very working. It's working so well. Look how flashing it is. Let's just unplug it again. And I'll just plug it back in to make sure that that is actual normal behavior. So it's in the on position. We'll plug it in and... Okay, yep. So it goes on to blue and then it starts flashing. I can't imagine that that flashing is a good thing. And so I'm not confident that we are going to have success here. But let's have a little look here. We're going to go to a song that actually has some music already in it. I'm going to plug in my Sennheiser HD 280 headphones. And let's just assume this is going to work, and I'll plug it directly into the headphone socket. I can't understand which socket is which, so let's just try one. Oh, it's made a little click, click, click sound, which is potentially positive. Let's hit play. What the? And would you believe we have audio? we have audio coming through this headphone jack into my headphones. In fact, let me prove this. What I'm going to do is, just give me a moment, I'll set up and I'll start recording the audio over on my PC with the output here using a different cable, just so that you can hear that this has indeed worked. Okay, so I've now got a separate cable here which is outputting over into my audio recorder on the PC. So let's plug it back into this headphone output like so, and still got that crazy flashing blue light, which apparently means it's working. And now let's hit play on this track and see if it's going to actually come through. And there you go, we have success. So the HD sound, whatever it's called, sound hub, 3-port USB hub, is successfully outputting our audio using our Lightning to USB adapter. So that is pretty cool and something that I didn't really expect would actually work. So $7 well spent. If and when I upgrade and get an iPhone 8 or X, then I'm going to be able to use this little device. But there's one more thing that I want to test. We have, of course, a USB hub. And what point is a USB hub without plugging something USB into it? So that is why we have my keyboard here. I'm going to grab this USB A to B cable and let's plug in. This is where I think we're going to blow things up. Let's plug into that, and then I'm going to have to find the port somewhere on the back here. I should have set this up a little bit more conveniently. Click. Okay, we have cables going everywhere officially here, and we'll turn on our keyboard. Accessory uses too much power. Okay. So there we have our first problem here, is that because this is an unpowered USB hub, it is telling me that it actually uses too much power, and it's told me to go away. So we're going to turn that off again. We'll unplug that. We'll turn it back on. Oh, we've really just, we may have actually broken it completely. Plug it back in. Oh, now it's come back on. It's okay. Do your crazy blue flashing. Audio device connected. Yes, let's turn on our monitoring. Okay. USB. Okay, so it's detected as a USB audio device, which actually means we could probably also use this as a audio input using that microphone input. That could be something interesting. I don't think we'll test that out today because something might explode. But yeah, that's not what I intended for this. But maybe that's a part two, is that we see if we can actually plug in some microphones and use this to record that way. But I'm a little concerned here because we can't actually use this keyboard. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to plug this keyboard into external power so that it will actually be powered up, just to test the USB input functionality of this. So it's a strike against being able to use devices using the iPad's power, but maybe we can push this to actually use the USB device if we power it separately. Okay, so here is my AC power adapter. We're going to plug that in over here. So if you were using a keyboard or a piano or something that actually uses power, you can see that this is powered up now, then you'd have no problems here. It was just that it was trying to power it by the USB, and it wasn't happy with that. Okay, we are all plugged in here. Nothing has given me any errors. We've still got our crazy flashing blue light. We have power onto our keyboard using a separate keyboard. So let's just summarize what we have here, because this is a little bit crazy. We have our HD sound hub with 3 USB ports, and that is plugged. The output of that sound is going in and being recorded. So this is where we could plug our headphones in if we didn't have a headphone jack, if we're using an iPhone 8 or an iPhone X. We then have our MIDI keyboard that's being separately powered. We did try and power it using just the iPad. It didn't work. So we have separately powered that, which is still okay. And then we have all of that plugged in through a Lightning to USB adapter. And if you need to learn about those, I've got plenty of videos all about Lightning to USB adapters. But now let's see if we can actually use this MIDI keyboard, if the sound is going to come through, because this is really the setup that folks are looking for, the ability to plug something like this in, attach your USB devices and use them at the same time as using the headphone output. Let's try this now. Drum roll, please. Success! Okay, I am crazy impressed with this. $7, as I said, on eBay, and it has delivered almost exactly what it had promised. It doesn't give you the ability to power up from your iPad, but that's okay. Some of these devices don't work anyway, and definitely on an iPhone, you're not going to have enough power, so you will need some external power for that. But I'm super impressed with this little device here, and I'm pretty glad that I bought it and that I took the advice of random forum member person who told me to test it out. So there you have it, the HD Sound Hub 3-port USB hub works here in GarageBand, and I'm assuming if you've got an iPhone 8 and iPhone X, it's going to be the solution you're looking for to give you a headphone output and the ability to import USB devices into your iPad. Well, not your iPad, your iPhone. Okay, so to say that I am shocked and surprised that this worked as well as it did would be a massive understatement. We were able to plug it in to turn it on. It gave us the output of our headphones. We were able to then plug in USB devices. We put our MIDI keyboard in there, and yes, we had to separately power it, but that's nothing surprising. Most iOS devices don't have a lot of power. So to me, this is a fantastic little solution, and I may even use this just for convenience because it's an awful lot easier to be able to plug your headphones in here and then have this as a little USB hub and then plug through your Lightning to USB adapter. It's a handy little device, and for $7 Australian delivered from eBay, I think it's a pretty good deal. So I'll drop some links to this and similar devices because it looks as though that what folks were telling me on the forums was right, that anything that uses a standard sort of audio driver is going to replace and become USB audio on your actual iPad or your iPhone, which again I was skeptical of, but this thing has delivered and it has worked. So there you go. I hope you found this interesting, and if you are struggling with this problem or you've got an iPhone 8 or an iPhone X and you want a solution like this, your mileage may vary. I'm making zero guarantees, but I'm pretty surprised that this worked and worked so well for me. So if you've got comments, questions or suggestions, or you'd like me to do something else with this, such as plug in a microphone and see if we can actually use this as an audio input, then let me know in the comments and we will go from there. I've been Pete, this is Studio Live today, and I'll see you on the next video. That blinking blue light really did freak me out. Anyway, if you would like to watch some other videos, there's 2 links down below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking on the Studio Live Today icon, and you can head over to studiolivetoday.com. I'm still in shock. See ya.